In today's video, we're going to be taking a look back at an absolute classic Treyarch Call of Duty game. This is Call of Duty World at War, a game that I put countless hours into, and a game that will be very interesting to see if it's still holding up good in 2019. If you like this concept, then please smash that like button for me and consider subscribing to the channel for more great content like this. With that said, let's get into Call of Duty World at War in 2019. So first and foremost, there was only about 200 players playing at the time that I started to record, and this meant that there was a low volume of servers that would have delivered a good experience for me. With that said, there was actually enough people playing for me to get into a full server and have a complete game. It does seem like the Call of Duty community, even in 2019, are still giving this game a shot. The legit games that I could get into, more about that later, I actually had a ton of fun. And like I said in the Modern Warfare video, I really enjoy the free kill streak system within the old Call of Duties. And it's not just player kills, it's the kills from the kill streaks themselves as well that count towards your kill streaks. I really like this because on your best days, you really can just run over players like a train. Like, really, to put it into perspective, I am not the best console player out there, yet I was able to get really good kills, go on streaks, and just have a blast. The multiplayer progression is actually really balanced in this game. At the lower levels, you unlock some decent perks like Juggernaut and Stopping Power, two that are really essential to the gameplay, with Stopping Power increasing the damage on your gun, meaning it's one less shot to kill, and Juggernaut increasing players' health to make it one more shot to kill. It's very important to utilize these so you don't get hit by that train I previously spoke about. In this Call of Duty, you will suffer if you don't use those perks to the full potential. Alongside these great perks at a low level, you also have a range of fantastic weaponry. The one I enjoyed using the most is the one that's in the gameplay, the MP40. It just absolutely melts people. If you put Stopping Power on it, it's just so OP. It is by far the best mid to close range weapon, and it's accessible in the game quite early on. This also means that new players don't really have that big of a disadvantage. In other Call of Duty games, they haven't quite got that balance in the way that a new player can also come in and dominate the game. As you can see from the gameplay, I'm actually quite low level, but despite that, I'm actually having a ton of fun just melting players with the MP40. It's so OP, it's so OP. It's not to say that higher level players don't have some top-notch perks themselves. The one that was most irritating for me to deal with was the perk that allows you to drop a grenade on death. This was really annoying and irritating for me to deal with because I like to steal the other player's weapon after killing them. And quite honestly, I fell for this way too many times. You think I would have learned by the first, I don't know, 5-10 times it happened to me? But no, I didn't. And I continued to die from this nasty little trick. Another thing that might irritate you when playing the game is the dogs. They're good to get as a kill streak, but kind of irritating to deal with if you're on the receiving end of them. It's always best to just create some distance between you and them and let your gun do the talking. Just watch your back, that's all I'm saying. I also honestly forgot how open some of the maps are. This means that the game has a good level of run and gun as well as some stealth elements. The gameplay is a lot slower than more modern Call of Duties, but in actual fact, I really like that. And personally, this is all a part of the World at War charm. But now let's turn the tables and talk about what's not charming about World at War in 2019. The biggest gripe that I have with this game, and it's a really big one as well, it's so goddamn annoying because this game is really fun and still would be playable in 2019 if it wasn't for this issue. Well, I say still playable, but in actual fact I mean is the reason probably why I won't return to this game in the near future. Basically, the bad point about this game is the amount of BS lobbies you're gonna get into. The amount of modded lobbies that you're gonna get into. I obviously can't speak for the 360 or the PC port of the game, as I only played it on the PlayStation 3. But every like 5th game I got into, it was either a modded lobby or someone was using mods during the game. Now this isn't your low level I'm using an aimbot type thing. No, this is even more obnoxious than that. For example, a player setting out dogs before anything's even happened in the game, right at the start of a match, a player having God mode so it's just hit markers for days, which is quite funny because you can tell that they're not skilled players, because I snuck up behind him and was knifing him several million times. No, not that many times, but I got a good 8 knives, I say, in there before he even noticed I was there. Or I'd empty like a full clip into his face before he even registered that someone was shooting at him. And I'm not going to give this game any injustice by showing this type of crap on the gameplay for this video, because this game is actually a really good game if it weren't for these types of players. Oh, did I also mention they can fly? They must be a whole new level of prestige, because I've never ever saw those abilities and those perks in the vanilla game. But enough of me whining about cheaters. It's just really annoying to see what is a good game just be tarnished by the cheating community. They did it to Star Wars Battlefront as well. Battlefront on the PC, not the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One version. I've not actually played that. So I guess we've got to ask that question, is Call of Duty World at War any good in 2019 on the PlayStation 3? Well, sadly, because of its low population, which isn't going to get any better by the way, especially because of the cheaters, I've got to say, if you can get into a good lobby, yes, it's a good game. But sadly, as a whole, it's not a must play or a recommended from me personally. So that was Call of Duty World at War in 2019 on the PS3. We've been doing the Call of Duty series for Is It Any Good in 2019 here on this channel, and we will be continuing with that with either Infinite Warfare or World War II on the PlayStation 4. Yes, you did just hear me right, I said PlayStation 4. I've decided that the best beneficial thing for this channel is to have diversity over platforms. So that means that we now do PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 and PC. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've been Jaguar. If you're new to this channel and not subscribed already, what the hell is wrong with you? Go and do that right now. Also consider hitting that notification bell to be notified to when I do videos like this. With that said, keep on laughing, keep on gaming, and I'll see you in the next video.
Don't let up! We've almost got him! Artillery acquired! We're running out of time! Our artillery will shake him up!